Hi chess fans, welcome to Better Moves. In this position, black is considering um, taking the knight on g3. Let's have a look. Is this a good move? And if not, why? And is there a better move? Okay, this knight here does not have so many good squares. This square here is taken by the pawn, and this square here and this square here are potentially close to the king, but at the moment black also has some ways to control those squares. On the other hand, this bishop here is very active on this diagonal on the king. In fact, the knight is blocking the way to the king at the moment, so the knight is also a bad piece because it is performing this function. If black now took this knight, in effect black has exchanged a good piece for a bad piece. A better move might be to move this bishop to g6. At this moment, the bishop on g6 controls important squares for the knight, and this knight is blocked. It has to stay there because otherwise black wins a pawn. And positionally, this would be a much better move because black is left with two good bishops here, and white still has this bad knight here. Okay, let's have a look at the next position. White to move. White just considered playing his rook to b1, wanting to push forward this pawn maybe. Why is this a bad idea, and is there a better move? Okay, it's always useful to look out for the opponent's plans. So if rook b1, black has knight b6, and via knight b6 the knight wants to go to c4, where it is very active and cannot be attacked by either the dark squared white bishop or any of the rooks. On the other hand, this knight here at the moment is very bad because this square is controlled by the pawns, so is this square is blocked by the queen, and here on the back, of course, the knight is more passive. So a better move than rook b1 would have been a5. Now white has really made clear and asked the question to black, what are you going to do with this knight? I don't see that it has any squares. And this certainly would have improved white's position. Okay, let's have a look at the next position. In this position here, white was a little bit worried about the pawn on g3 and wanted to move it forward to make more space for the bishop and also have this protected pawn chain. What's wrong with this move, and what might have been a better move? Okay, this one is maybe a little bit more difficult than the positions before. White has 5 pawns, whereas black actually has 6 pawns. Black has an extra pawn. And what do you want to do when you're material up? You want to exchange pieces. And what do you want to do when you're material down? You want to keep pieces on the board, especially the queen. And after white would play g4, black has the resource queen c4, attacking both the king and the queen. And if the king moves away, black will win the queen, so the only move that white has is taking this queen. And this even allows black to get rid of his pawn weakness. Black had a double pawn here, and now black has powerful plans attacking this pawn on the back here with the knight. And once he does that, this bishop has to drop back, or the king has to come close quickly to protect this pawn, giving black the time to approach his king and also advance this pawn. So actually, g4 is not a bad move, but black should have played king g1 first, making sure that he doesn't have to give up his queen in the next move. Okay, let's have a look at the next position. In this position here, white was planning to play g3, moving the pawns forward slowly and supporting this bishop here maybe as well. What's wrong with this move, and could there be a better move? Okay, let's have a look at this bishop here. Is it a good bishop or is it a bad bishop? At the moment, this bishop has a few squares, but it doesn't really have so many squares. So the bishop cannot move here, the bishop cannot move here. It's unclear what the bishop would do here. Positionally, probably this knight is much better than this bishop. Now after white would play g3, of course, this bishop here maybe is a bit more protected and white can move at some point these pawns forward. But it also gives black the possibility of playing g5. And now this bishop has to move anyway. And when you are playing knight against bishop, it's oftentimes a good idea to bring your pawns on the color of the bishop because they restrict the movement of the bishop. In this case, for example, if the bishop now moves to c1, it becomes very clear that this bishop, as compared to the position before, is now even worse. And the knight is still a very, very good piece. So maybe g3 was not such a good idea. What could have been a better idea? Better idea in this position could have been to use this bishop and play g5. Playing g5 brings pawns on the dark squares and uses the bishop to attack. So here white is now actually threatening playing g takes h and opening up the position around the king a little bit more. If the queen takes, it's not possible because the bishop can take, and if pawn takes, black ends up with very weak isolated pawn islands. So the best thing for black would be to take, and after bishop takes, the bishop is arguably better than it was before this operation. Okay, let's have a look at the next position. In this position, white was planning to give a check, always a good idea. Queen from d6 to d8 check. Why is this a bad idea? And what could have been a better idea, a better move? Okay, what are the key features in this position? It's a queen ending, and white has an extra piece, but black also has the resource of these pawns here, which are passed pawns and might be turning into queens. So how would white play in this position? Because it's a queen ending, king safety is also an issue. So white has to watch out, even though white has a better position here because of the extra piece. White has to watch out that black doesn't find a way to exploit the white king being not so safe. Also, black at the moment is attacking this extra piece. So, if white plays queen d8, after king g7, it's unclear maybe what white has achieved. White doesn't have another check, so there's no square that this queen could go to give another check. And also, what's important in queen endings, what pawns is this queen attacking? Have a look on this position here on d8, the queen is only attacking the b6 pawn, whereas on the square here, it is attacking a lot of more pawns. Or at least it is closer to attacking more pawns. For example, the queen is attacking the h6 pawn as well. And after, sorry, that was the best move. After queen d8, king g7, the queen is at the side of the board and not attacking so many pawns anymore. The game could continue now that this bishop has to move away. And maybe the best square is to e3, where it also protects this pawn. And now black has queen c2, king g1. Black can give a lot of checks here. And white can cage himself in and protect his queen with this move here, where the bishop blocks any more checks but also protects this pawn. But now it becomes clear why this queen move was not so smart, because now black activates his other resource and pushing this pawn forward. The queen can now try to come close, but you can see the pawn has now reached the third rank, and it really gets very difficult now for white to stop this pawn. Okay, so what might have been a better move? You have already seen it a bit earlier. Better move might have been to leave the queen exactly on this good square where it is, and get rid of this threat here that the black queen is giving. And maybe black would have again tried to exploit the white's kingside position. And after a check here on queen c2, this pawn cannot move forward because the queen is controlling the square in front of the pawn. And if black here had chosen to give queen b2 check, controlling the square while the queen gives the check, now black can play b4, but still it's better for white because black has to move this queen out of the way so this pawn can advance, giving white valuable time to devise plans to stop this pawn or gain an advantage in some other way. Okay, this was Better Move. Thanks a lot for watching. If you liked this video, subscribe to the channel so you get an update from YouTube if more videos come available. Thanks.